Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is Saturday, the 2nd of May. I believe that's right. Is it the 2nd of May? I think it is. I'm going to go with that. It is a new month. April has passed, and we are in, I think I counted from March 13th was the last day that I was at work or out in the, like just out regular before things started really changing. It's been 50 days since then. And so I wanted to take a quick look back and see what's happened in those 50 days. So in the 50 days since the 13th of March, I've done a couple of experiments. And I feel like this is a good time to go over them. I mentioned them at the very beginning of this, and now I'm going to circle around and talk a little bit about what happened with them. All right, so first experiment. The first experiment I had discussed earlier that I was going to try, and I did, and I have, is going what's called no poo. And if you're not familiar with the no poo method, that means you basically don't wash your hair with any shampoo or any conditioners or anything like that. And I went full on no poo. I did not even use the no poo shampoo. So I was poo-less. And so I went 50 days poo-less. I will admit I did wash my hair this morning just to see what it's like and to see if it feels any different after all that time. But I'm going to tell you how I felt during those 50 days, because you might be thinking, ew, gross, that's nasty, or how was it? Was it cool? I've been wanting to try that. There's a host of reactions when you tell somebody that. They're like, ew, doesn't it smell? And there's a whole bunch of things, but I'll tell you how I felt. The first few days were not bad, because most of the time I'll go a few days without washing it anyways, but I usually put some kind of conditioner in it just to leave in, or some kind of spray or something. So after the first few days of nothing, zero things, zero products at all, it started feeling like a little dry, like the kind of dry, like if you put a scarecrow out in a field kind of dry. So there was that time, and it lasted about, I would say, 3 or 4 days, 5 days, something like that. So after I had gotten into like the second or third week of it, I started feeling a little different about it. And it started looking really, really good. So like what would happen is I would go in the shower, I would use hot water, and I would just separate my hair. Like I didn't have to with all these curls I have, they get tangled. So I felt like it was necessary to always have some kind of conditioner to try to get these knots out or whatever. Well, I didn't have any of that, and it was interesting because then I would just take my hair, let me put my coffee down, I would just take my hair and then just separate it, and it would just come apart, and you could feel that there was some oil in it, but it wasn't like, it didn't feel nasty or anything like that. It just felt, it was a weird sensation to have your hair feel that way, but after it would dry naturally, what would happen is it would turn into these little ringlets in the sections of hair that I had separated. So I was really happy about it. So I kept doing it, and but today I decided I wanted to see what it would be like if I washed it now, and then what it would feel like, a couple of days later. So my plan isn't not to keep washing it now. It's just to wash it and to see, because there was a lot of, I could feel the oils, and I wanted to see how it feels now that it's, washed. And I'll give you an update on that. But that was one of the experiments that I tried, and I wanted to circle back and go give you some details on. My hair has actually been looking really great and feeling good. So maybe the no poo-less method is pretty cool. No poo cool. So I thought that might be something you all might want to hear about. So that's one of the experiments that I did during this time. So for more experiments and more things. If you want to hear more about that, let me know, because there's some other stuff I've been doing. Just because we're not going anywhere, and this is a time to do it, I guess. One thing isn't really an experiment, it's just a thing I'm doing, is I've always, shaped my eyebrows and whatnot, but the thing is this one is always skinnier than this one, or one way or the other. You know how eyebrows are. And it's like you can never wait for it to actually get right, and you can't thin the other one anymore because it would look really weird. So I'm just letting them grow out so that I can actually shape them appropriately the next time. So that is something that I'm doing. That's not really an experiment per se, but it is something that is quarantine appropriate. The other thing I have not done since 50 days ago is I have not used one single little drop of deodorant. I'm home all day, so there's no reason for it, but I felt like this was a really good time to like let your body detox of all that stuff and to just really be free. And I haven't noticed really any sweat or anything, but again, I'm in the house pretty much most of the time. There are times where I will come outside and do some things in the yard, but really it hasn't been offensive to me. Of course, it's myself, so who knows. But I figured if I'm going to do that, this is the time to do it. And even the few times I've ventured out into public, like the store or whatever, I still haven't put it on because I felt like, why? So there's that. I have continued to shave my legs and underarms, so that I have not really felt the urge to do that. I don't want to turn into like some kind of monster. I know that that's something that people like to do and try. I'm not really into that. I like being, nice and smooth legs and all that. However, I don't shave like all the time, but I'm not about to start getting like furry legs and all that. So on that note, that's not something I'm attempting at this moment. But those are the things that I've been working on, and they've been minimal effort. So that's the kind of thing I like for a good quarantine. The other thing I've been doing, and this is totally not even, this isn't even an experiment. This is just what's happened. So as far as like Weight Watchers and all of that, I haven't really done anything with that. The most I've done with it is put my weight in the app, and the Weight Watchers app thanks me for putting my weight in, and I appreciate that thanks that it gives me. But I haven't really been focused on plugging in my points and all of that. I have bought a lot of weird stuff for quarantine food. Some things I bought that will extend past into the Weight Watchers land, and I'm kind of feeling like maybe I'm kind of ready to get back to that. But I have had some, I will call freedom food in the house. Namely, I like ice cream sandwiches, so I had bought those mini ones from Walmart, so I had those in the house. Captain Crunch cereal, I showed you guys my cereals, bagels, cream cheese, stuff like that. And I think a lot of that is more along the lines of a comfort food kind of thing. Not that I'm over here mowing all of them, but they're here if I want them. And I think this has just been kind of one of those weird times in our life that we may see again, or we may not. Or we may see this one for a while, who knows. But I do have like a load of healthy food, and I've been trying to cook and stuff every single day. I try to go out at least once a week and get something from a restaurant, a local place, to just help support them. But honestly, I don't feel like I can really spend all that much money doing that either. But it's been great. So experiments so far: not washing hair with poo, the no poo method for 50 days until this morning, and now I feel like it's been a good run. I'm gonna see how it feels now, and I may go back to it again for another, you know, few weeks or whatever. I don't know. Well, I'll keep you posted on that. And so I hope that you guys are trying new things. I'm interested to see what you guys are doing. If you're trying new stuff, or you know, let me know. I want to hear about it. Like below, comment, let me know what you're doing. Like and subscribe. So anyway, that is the story of life on the front porch this morning. Quarantine morning edition, number 3. All right. Talk to you guys later. Love you. I can't wait to see you, and to be able to hug you again. I miss you guys. Love you.